Three, two, one. Hello, and welcome to another monthly market update. My name's Kurtis Hawkins, and I'm here with Brett Gurr. And today we're going to go over what happened in the Lethbridge Real Estate Market for May 2023.
Absolutely. So let's just get right into the numbers here. There's no sense in delaying that. We've got, so homes sold in the month of May were 230 homes sold. April had 182. March had 151. February 107, and May of last year had 228.
Wow.
So that's kind of surprising.
Yeah, because I know every flipping podcast we're on here and market update, we're talking about last year, and last year was so crazy.
Yeah.
We just beat it.
Yeah, we did.
Wow.
So
okay.
That is a surprising statistic to me as well, because I definitely think last year was really crazy. The one thing I did notice is it was a little bit crazier at the start of the year last year. When I brought that up, but yeah, so we're kind of right there along with last year.
Yeah,
so
volume's starting to pick up for sure. I guess we'll talk about this a little bit later, but we'll see what happens with interest rates tomorrow, if that'll keep, if that'll dampen the volume of homes being sold, or what'll happen.
Yeah.
If it stays steady, I feel like it's just going to continue. I could see people start to freak out if it goes up again, so we'll see.
Yeah, the consensus is that they're thinking of possibly doing a price hike on the interest rate of 0.25, but obviously we'll wait and see what the Bank of Canada does tomorrow. If you are thinking about buying a home, getting into it, get in today. Talk to somebody. Get in today. They'll lock you in on a rate, so if it does climb up tomorrow, then you're fine. You're protected from that, right?
And if you are locked in already, then you probably have like 90 days left before it goes up, if it does. So
yeah, exactly. Okay. Moving on, average days on market. So this May was 58 days on market, pretty low overall. April was 65, March was 64, February was 83. So that's a pretty staggering difference. And then May of last year was 38 days on market. So, of course, we've got our 5-year average at 78.
Crazy
as well. So, yeah, market's still really good.
Well, and it's continually heating up, right? February at 83. Now we're at 58 days on market. That's crazy. Okay.
Yeah, you bet.
It's getting hotter with us as the summer goes on here.
Certainly. Active homes on market. We've got May saw 473 active homes on market. April was 446. March was 448. February 415.
Okay.
Compared to last year, this time 530, and 5-year average 641.
Okay. So we're seeing some relief with a little bit of higher inventory, nothing crazy. Like right now, I have somebody looking for between 3 and 350. They'd like a garage, that would be nice,
right?
And a fenced yard.
Yeah,
those two things are killing them, and it's hard to find. And we're looking in the west side here, and on the west side, I think there was a total of like 13 homes on the market, and of the 13, only 7 of them were active, and the rest had offers.
Right. Yeah. And that is such a hot market right now.
Yeah.
That 300 to 350 range. It's crazy hot.
Yeah.
If your home is it shows reasonably well, it is going to go so fast. It's not even funny.
Yep.
So it's a crazy hot market in that price range at the moment.
Yeah. And so if you're a buyer out there, what that means for you is you better be sharp. You better have your pre-approval ready to go, and you better be, when that listing comes up that you think you want to see, you can't say, well, I'm a little bit busy tonight. Let's try in a couple days, because it's
wait a couple of days.
Probably going to be gone.
Oh, yeah, it's certainly going to be gone. We've all got those buyers like that like to take their time, and rarely does that work out for you.
Unfortunately, now's not the time.
Yeah,
in this market, good things do not come to those who wait.
Yeah, February you could have pulled that off. 83 days on market. Yeah, you had a little bit of time in February. Not this particular point in time.
We're a little bit over the price range that I was just speaking about, the 300 to 400. However, I just put my house up for sale.
Yep,
and we got an accepted offer. Not accepted offer. It's not sold yet, but we got an accepted offer in 2 days.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, you did. Now your place shows great. It shows well. One point to bring up to that too is me and you kind of went back and forth on the price as to what the proper pricing value would be. And,
and when we first came out with this price, I sent it over to Brett and he was like, yeah, that's probably good, but you might get competing if you go that way. Yeah. So you could try a little bit more. And we still got an offer in 2 days. So.
We opted on the more aggressive price, in my opinion,
and it wasn't when we say that though, like when we're talking to other clients to relate it, we're not talking 20,000 over what we thought would be a good price. We're not talking 30,000. We were talking marginally more.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. So you do have to price it fairly. Yeah. And if you can try for a little bit more, try it. If you're trying for too much more, it's going to sit there.
Yeah. Yeah. We looked at, we could get this, so you could price it at X amount of money. We opted on a little bit more aggressive, and what happened when competing?
I guess we can say
quick.
We can say numbers of what it was listed at because that's public, right?
I suppose. So
originally, I thought $399.
Me too. I thought that would be a good aggressive price.
Yep. And then I actually spoke to, not even you, I spoke to a couple other realtors and thought, what do you think on price? Yep. And everyone literally said, I don't know, $399 or $409, in between there. So I was right on. I was just a little bit low. So we tried for $409. That's what we listed at. And accepted offer in 2 days.
Exactly.
So like I said, 10,000 over what we thought we would get and, or what I thought we would list at, I should say. And then, we can still negotiate a little bit and go that way. And, we had like 6 showings, I think, in the first 2 days. So when that happens, it's your good chance you're going to get an offer.
Definitely. Odds are, like I said, and especially your place shows great. It's a great looking it's a great looking property. It shows well. So
thanks.
Perfect.
Not mine anymore though.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Yeah. Fingers crossed. I like your chances.
Yeah. Anyway.
So moving on, average home price. So we saw the average home price in May go to $345,221. April was $335,257. March was $341,952. February $351,783. So last year this time was $347,742, and the 5-year average $310,814. So we're significantly up from that 5-year average.
Yep.
One interesting thing for me to bring up when I ran this report, being 6 days into June, of course the average will drop over time throughout the rest of the month, but it was interesting. 6 days into June, 398 was the average.
So all the
for
higher priced homes or something.
Obviously a couple of the bigger ones sold. Well, and the course of the month, that average will drop.
But I honestly think that's a little bit due to there is no inventory at 300,000 to 400,000, so nobody's buying anything because there's nothing to buy.
Yeah. Yeah, it almost kind of forces you into that next price, that next price structure, and that next price point. And
the buyers are out there. There's just not a lot of inventory. So
yeah, it certainly is.
But that's to be at 355, then 340, then 335, back up to 345. I do think if demand stays like how it is and inventory stays the way it is, prices are going to increase. Like you're starting to see it a little bit more now, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so let's go to the final statistic that we look at is the list to sale percentage. May, we saw 98%, to April being 98%, March being 96.7%, February 96.7% as well, and May last year, which we know was wild, we saw 99%, and of course that 5-year average 95.34. So we're still high on that. We're still up in that range where homes are going. There's not a lot of bargains out there right now. If you want to offer 30 grand less than what it's priced at, probably on over average not going to get you there. However,
unless it is overpriced.
Unless it is way overpriced, and we've discovered that. I had a listing just recently. It was priced at 360. Sorry, it wasn't my listing. We were the buyers. We were looking to purchase the property. It was priced at 360, and the value just wasn't there. I showed my clients comparables. And this is a testament to make sure that you trust your realtor, because there's a lot of realtors out there that might sit there and go, 360. Oh, well, I think 340, 350 is a good price to start at without doing the homework. Looking at the comparables, we looked at the value of this home. I was estimating in the 290 to 300,000 range, and after looking at those comparables, I sat and I said to my clients, I'm like, there's no way, like this 360 asking price, we just can't do it. We're not even in the ballpark. And I can't in true conscience tell you guys to go anywhere near this. It's just not happening. So that one is still, it hasn't gone final yet. So obviously I can't dictate the price, or I can't disclose the price as to what we've sold it or what we're at on it. But we'll see. We'll give you that market update next week. But
it's not around 360.
No, if that happens, we're going to drive this list to sell percentage price down next month.
I actually have one that was out of town. Very similar story.
Right.
Yeah, I was in a small town outside of Lethbridge. Their price that they had was, well, I would say it was reasonable if it was right in Lethbridge, but it's not in Lethbridge.
Right. Yeah.
So price was looking high, and the buyer said, like, well, let's offer this amount lower than ask. And I was like, ugh, I know this is overpriced, but I'd be surprised if a seller was like, oh, sure, let's do that. And to my surprise, of course, they didn't accept the first offer, but they came down quite a bit right off the bat. And there was like, okay, as soon as they did that the first time, we're like, hey, everybody's on the same page that it's overpriced. So,
right. And
we negotiated back and forth. And again, like I said, this house isn't final yet. The inspection's tomorrow, but when that one goes final, this is these stats aren't in Lethbridge, but certainly you do see lots of people that are very overpriced because they think that interest rates are at 2% and they're not anymore. So that's the biggest reason why prices really haven't climbed like crazy with this demand, is that interest rates are going up. That's going to take a chunk out of your pocket each month. And unfortunately that comes out of the seller's pocket.
Definitely.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
So,
and if your realtor's doing a good job for you, they're going to, with that low offer, they're going to send the comparables with that offer. And you're going to say, this is where I'm getting this from. These are the comps that I'm looking at. So you're going to get mad on the other side. The seller's going to get mad, but
it's probably, well, it should be at least. Hopefully their realtor has shown them those in the past.
Right.
And now they're seeing them for the second time. They're going, okay, fine.
And in this particular case, the home we were purchasing was built in 1982, and the other agent was using comparables built in 2010 or 2012. And it's like, well, we're not comparing apples to apples here, So, I'm going to throw those comps out, because I'm not going to take your 2010 build with brand new windows and brand new everything. And,
and that's all that's been updated.
Exactly. No. So, I'm going to throw that out. And you get down to it, and you got to compare apples to apples on those comps. And that's important, right? So, one interesting statistic that I wanted to bring up as well, in some of those higher end homes, some of those higher end pricing, you have just people that are, still trying to ask too much, thinking the market is very hot. Or on the other hand, if they are asking too much, they're also using, it's just because these homes aren't selling in this price range. They are still selling, So I just wanted to pull a statistic from 2023 so far this year, $500,000 to $700,000 in that price range, 68 homes sold. And in 2022, 104 homes sold in that price range, as well as 2018 for a good comparable 18 homes sold in that price range for that.
Yeah, so like 4 times the amount.
Yeah. So
homes are selling in that price range.
Definitely. Yeah, that was.
So they're selling more than ever.
Exactly. So you compare it to 2018, right now is a great time to sell your high-end home still. Is it as good as it was last year? No.
Yeah.
But the reality is that it is still such a great time. So if your home isn't selling right now, and it is in that $500,000 to $700,000 range, you're probably priced too high.
Yep.
And that's all there is to it. Also, 700 to $1 million was a pricing structure that I wanted to look at as well. So 700,000 to $1 million in 2023, 14 homes sold in that price range. In 2022, 19 homes sold in that price range. And in 2018, 4 homes sold in that price range. So, and of course I'm running the same January to June in that price range. So it's pretty staggering. If you're in that price range, it's still such a great time to buy or to sell that home, right? So yeah, if it's not moving, it's not the market.
Yep.
It's definitely your price point that you're at, and something to take into consideration. But that was something that I wanted to bring up. Yeah.
So I would say in general right now, probably a seller's market, right?
Oh yeah. 100%.
When you get into these high-end homes, is it still a seller's market or is it more of a balanced market?
I still think it is definitely a seller's market in the high-end homes. If you're asking that reasonable price, it will sell and you're going to make money.
Yeah.
It has.
I don't think anywhere is a buyer's market in any price range for sure.
No, you're going to make money over what you bought that high-end home for 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yep.
So be happy with that money that you're going to make, and don't get greedy because it's not going to happen. Right.
Yep.
So
yeah, unfortunately the market's, it's good that the market isn't that crazy, because then there is going to be a correction come down the road.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. And again, us being Lethbridge, we never really see those big ones. We never see the big peaks, the big valleys. It always just kind of, we're boring in Lethbridge.
Yeah. We'll see.
Which is a great place to invest in. Right?
I still have a theory that as interest rates continue to go up, we've already seen so many people move to Alberta. They're projecting 100,000 people move to Alberta this year.
Yes.
So I still have a theory that as interest rates go up, the government's doing this to slow down spending and slow down mortgages and et cetera, et cetera. So that's going to happen out in BC.
Right.
And as people start to renew their $1 million, $1.5 million place that they bought in 2020, when they renew at that new interest rate, it's going to put a ton of pressure on them month to month, and they're going to want to sell.
Right.
And when they sell, they're not going to be able to afford to get back into the market.
Right.
So lots of people are going to be forced, or at least it's going to look very even more appealing to move to a cheaper place like Lethbridge, like Alberta, like Saskatchewan. So I just see with interest rates going up, our market continuing to weather the storm of interest rates because of how many people are coming from BC and Ontario.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see a housing shortage in the near future, just due to that population boom. Well, in my opinion,
but people in Lethbridge are used to these prices, and interest rates are going up.
Yep.
So tons of people are like, well, I'm not selling. Why would I sell? I'm going to have to get a higher interest rate.
Right.
Right. And if you're looking to buy, you're going to sell your place for a good amount of money, but you still have to find somewhere. There is no inventory. So we're like back in last year where it's like, I want to sell, but I can't because there's nothing to go to.
Yeah.
And I think people are scared of the higher interest rates right now. And every time you hear of a higher interest rate, it's like, I'll just stay put. And we're seeing that because there's no inventory.
Definitely. Yeah, exactly. And I think the inventory will eventually, the problem I see is just that population boom. There's not going to be more inventory. This low inventory is not going to get better anytime soon. And it's just going to continually drive the price of homes up. I've got buyers that I've been showing places to for the last year and a half. And had they bought when we first met, they would have already made $20,000 or $30,000.
Yes, I know. I keep telling that to people too. It's very frustrating to hear that. When it's like, the only people that win are the property owners.
Exactly.
So get in your home and start that equity, because you're missing out on it.
Yeah.
And I do have clients from out of town and in Lethbridge that are saying, well, we're just going to wait until there's more inventory. You could be waiting a long time. Yes.
Yeah. And guess what? The price is only going to go up, in my opinion. Obviously, none of us have that crystal ball.
Yep.
None of us, but we're seeing the data here. We're seeing low inventory. We're seeing high migration.
Yep. Like those two things alone. And we want to talk about builds. I wish I had the numbers on me, but I was talking to a builder who said that we'll see what happens in the second quarter, but there was almost next to no permits pulled.
Yeah, well, we pulled those numbers a few months back,
Right.
and the numbers were staggeringly lower than they have been in the past. So
Yep.
builders are building less. There was significantly less permits pulled this year and even last year than previous years. So that is another catalyst for that to make it so that prices are going to continually climb in our estimation, right?
And you're right. We don't have a crystal ball.
No.
But we have all of these figures that are like, what's going to happen? It's pretty likely that it's leading down a certain path, right?
Yeah, exactly. Which is going to lead to, rents going up. Everything's just, and that's a problem that we're encountering is just the price of living is going up, right?
Speaking of which, I have a rental that's coming up in July. The renters just told me today. So if anyone's looking for a nice 3-bedroom place, let me know.
Nice. There we go. We'll get the address on that later on. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Anything else that you can think of you need to want to bring up?
Yeah. In summary, the market is still hot. It's like heating up now, it seems like. With the more homes sold, same as last year in May. That's crazy. We're seeing a little bit more inventory than we've seen over the last couple months, which is good. But days on market is still way down. The market's good if you're looking to sell, and if you're looking to buy, it's kind of the same as last month. You got to stay sharp. You got to get your pre-approval, and you got to be ready for sure. So, that's it.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in for another monthly market update. If you guys liked this podcast, be sure to follow me or Brett on all the social medias, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. And if you guys never want to miss another one, be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit the bell to get notified for the next month's monthly market update. And we'll see you guys in the